Hello, everyone. We're back again with another edition of Talk Football Live. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in to us. Please like, share, subscribe. We don't sell you guys anything. The only thing we just need from you is your love and support.
Yep.
Yeah, we like the
Have
comments. We like everything. Just keep participating.
yep. I have Charles and Ola back with me. Our B Biodo is out this weekend. He's touring Europe. I think we'll get some updates when he's back. But at the moment, we're looking at the top three for the rest of the season, right? That's where our focus is. This is, the most exciting run-in we've had in a while because we've had three teams in it for a little bit. The big question this week is Liverpool out? Last week we talked about it that it was really, really slim. Ola, you mentioned last week that it was maybe highly unlikely because now what it would take is that City has to draw and lose, for Liverpool to have a chance. And then they went and had that, rather disappointing 2-2 draw again at West Ham. So I guess let's just kick off with the big question. Ola, is Liverpool mathematically, realistically out of the title race? Can we now say it's down to two teams?
Yeah.
Or is there
At
still a
this,
faint hope for Liverpool to get back into this?
yeah, like I said last week, I said the predicament Liverpool was is that for Liverpool to win the league at 4 games left, with 4 games left to end the season, they would need to win all their games. Then Arsenal drawing and Man City losing one game and drawing a game.
And drawing.
That is mathematically very difficult to predict. It will only take the glory of God for them to do that kind of in that kind of situation, knowing fully well that any slip up, they're done, right?
God has to be
Yeah.
a Liverpool fan then.
Yeah, it has to be a Liverpool fan for us to win. But as you would have it, and as Liverpool would have it on that day, they ended the season for themselves. They decided to draw the game, even though they had many opportunities to um, win the game. They decided to draw the game, and they had a scuffle between Klopp and Mo Salah on that same very day. It just felt like something has been brewing in the backs without anyone's knowing. And
We need to
that
talk
was
about that.
that was it.
We need to talk that. We need to talk about that. What is happening with Klopp and Salah? That's the
So
big question. Because they asked Salah after the game, and he said, "If I talk today, there will be fire." I mean, that didn't make the situation any better or
yeah, I
downplay
didn't
things. So
make the
everybody
situation
wants to know
any
what's
better,
going on.
and I can tell that it seems like there's a language barrier with the way uh, Salah expressed himself. It's sort of like an African adage where sometimes we over exaggerate things, even though the situation might just be minute. It could have just been a situation where Salah has been trying to convince Klopp that okay, I'm good. I'm trying to get my confidence back. Things like that. And Klopp is like, okay, we're giving you this chance, this other chance, this other chance. This is the end of the season. We are all in the tight spot. At least let the magic happen. And you could tell that with so many opportunities given, it wasn't proving it. And knowing fully well that it's sort of like he's the highest earning supporting striker in the team, there was so much burden placed on him, right, and responsibility placed on him to perform. And when he's not performing, you can tell, like, okay, Musala is not performing, is affecting the rest of the team. The pay needs to commensurate with the result. He tried at the beginning of the season when it mattered most. Now, when the impact was supposed to be felt, it felt like he was coming short of every situation. And you could tell that it was making the coach himself a little bit frustrated. You could have had
Yeah.
other strikers in our team that they were really not performing. Like, I don't even want to talk about Darwin Nunes at this point. But
So
Salah
is that the
himself,
issue? Is the issue that Salah is unhappy with the fact that he's being benched, and is that Klopp just saying, "Hey, you're not performing, and we need to get results"? Is that the crux of the issue then?
I have inside gist though on this in
So
case.
Ah,
it's like two sides of a stone, you know.
mm-hmm.
Salah is not performing, and everybody can see it, right?
Okay,
But
right.
Salah is not the only one that makes the team,
Yeah,
right? Just that his non-performance also indirectly affects the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where this whole situation became unbearable was after the first club mistake against Liverpool against Atalanta, underrating the team, even though I would say a previous performance before that time, Liverpool scored almost like, was it 9 goals against the team, you know, and all of a sudden, too much
Yeah.
confidence came into the team, and all of a sudden, we now started seeing cracks everywhere. Like, okay, first of all, now Kala, the other goalkeeper, is nowhere to be found because he's been dropped since Allison came
Ben
back. And you
Allison
can
is back.
tell
Yeah.
if Allison was in the game, the first Atlanta game, the score would never be 3-0. It would never be 3-0 because
So are you
Allison
blaming
had
Kala
the
for that?
leadership role in the
Okay.
defense,
Okay.
coupling with Van Dijk in that defense, you know, but everything just went into shambles. And I hope, even though you can tell that it seems like Salah is a bit tired at this point, you know,
Yeah.
maybe next season we find a replacement. He's good, but at some point you have to find something else that can work for the long term.
Okay. Let me go back to Charles. Charles, you said you have some insights on this. What is going on?
yeah. So first of all, the initial question of is Liverpool still in the title running? I actually think they are. Like I said last week.
Ah,
Right.
really?
Yeah, like I said last week. Show me the table first. You brought up the
So
table earlier.
yeah,
No, we don't
let's
have a
bring up.
chance. I don't want to start dreaming.
See,
Hold on. No, no.
Are you look? Do
I
you understand what I mean? Look at the table. Arsenal
Charles made
has
some
Ola,
80
very
points.
hold on.
Arsenal
Charles made
has
some
80
very
points.
bold
Liverpool has
statements,
75. The
Ola.
same number of
and
goals. Arsenal needs to lose 2 games now. Not one,
Okay,
two whole
can I
games.
talk? Ola, can I talk?
Okay, continue. Let's
Arsenal needs
keep
to
dreaming.
lose 2 games out of 3. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. So
okay,
mathematically,
Charles
yes,
has come for
Liverpool
you.
still has a chance. Realistically, maybe not.
Stop dreaming.
But
With the look at the
hold on
performance now. Look at
now,
the
let me
form.
finish.
Look at the
The
form.
point
Bro,
is, the
I
point
even
is,
said it last week. I
oh
said
my
Hold,
god.
the
hold on,
chances
hold
of
on,
Liverpool
Ola.
losing is more than winning.
Hold on. Let's hear Charles because
Okay, so here's
Charles
how I
made
see it.
some
Here's
bold,
how I see it. You are a
radical
fan. You're a Liverpool
statements.
fan. So I understand the emotion. I'm not a fan. I'm speaking from an outside perspective. The summary of it all is if the coach goes in there to tell them that if the coach talks like you, then they probably won't win. If the
They
coach
are not
talks
going to
like
win
me,
either way.
if the coach talks like me and tells them you have just one job, win your remaining games. I mean, that's the job you've always had, you've messed up, but there's still time to fix it. If you win your remaining games, you just never know what will happen with Arsenal and Man City. You just never know. You're saying
Like
Arsenal,
they lose their 3 other games.
Arsenal has lost 2 games in a row before. It's not the first time it's going to happen. Maybe not this season, but it has happened before.
What about
So
Man City?
the point is, does Liverpool still have a chance? Mathematically, yes. Realistically, maybe not, because Arsenal may drop and
Mathematically.
City does not. City may drop and Arsenal does not. You understand? So, as a Liverpool player, as a Liverpool coach, they should go into every game with the mentality of all we have to do is win the game. Everything else sort itself out. That's number one. As for the Salah and Klopp situation, well, I heard something Michael Antonio said. I think he was on the bench or it was by them when the whole thing happened. He said he only heard Klopp's side. He doesn't know Salah's side. But basically, of
Okay.
course, Salah was pissed that he was on the bench. And normally when Klopp's about to bring a player in, Klopp hugs the players. But when he tried to hug Salah, Salah just like slapped his hand or something like that, like give him a low high five or
Right.
low five,
Yeah,
whatever.
I think we all saw that. Mm-hmm.
And Klopp said, "Do you want to sit back down?" Something like that. And I guess that was
Oh.
exactly. So that was what started the whole situation. So obviously Salah is not happy being benched, but you made a very, very important statement, Ola. Salah's drop in form is not the only one who has dropped form. Other players have dropped form too. Salah is the only player on the team, although he's the highest earner we expect the most important goals from him. But
Exactly.
and realistically in life, that's how it works. If you're the
Yeah.
biggest earner and you're not performing, you go to the bench. Basically, you suffer the consequences of not performing. So others can see that you are not bigger than the team, and we all need to sit up. So
Exactly.
I would really fault Klopp for benching Salah, and I'm not really going to fault Salah for reacting either because he's human. It's normal, He was brought on 10 minutes to the end of the game. He felt that was disrespectful, or he should have played more. It makes sense, but the summary of it all is sometimes fire in the belly of these players, fire in the belly of the coaches, it helps the team. Sometimes it helps the team perform. Maybe the next game they can blow the opponent out the water. It's Spurs, which Chelsea just beat today miraculously. Not miraculously, impressively. So the point I'm trying to make is it's not always a bad thing when there's beef between coach and player. Sometimes the player can just make the coach realize that okay, let me put someone and see what they can do. And player can say, yeah, put me on and let me prove to you that I still got it. And but I think if they can sort, like Klopp said it's over, they sorted it out. If really they've sorted it
Right.
out, then they can move on to the next game. All they have to do is win their remaining 3 games. Honestly, anything can still happen. Now, I'm not saying Liverpool is going to win, but is it possible? The answer is still yes.
So let's look at the table, like you said, right?
Yeah,
The maximum amount of points that Liverpool can realistically get if they win all those games, right,
yeah.
is
84.
84 points, right?
Is what point?
City have 84.
Yeah, yeah,
84. If City win all their games, they can get to 91.
yeah.
If Arsenal win all their games, their highest total is 89. Do you really think that both those two teams can get below 84 points through the rest of the season?
The answer is yes. It's possible. Like I said, the question is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Is it possible for Arsenal to lose the remaining 3 games? Yes, it's possible. Is it likely? Maybe not. But the thing is, the
Look at the
possibility is
team they
it,
are
and
facing
and
next.
hold on, Ola.
Okay,
I don't like
so
the I don't like the idea of people like if Klopp was in our shoes, what do you expect him to tell his players that it's not possible? No, you have to tell them
okay,
it's possible, make them believe it's possible, and give them the fighting spirit for them to go on and win their remaining 3 games. Now, whatever happens in the other team, because the worst thing that can happen is for Klopp to drop points again the day Arsenal drop points. Now,
yeah.
imagine he wins the
If
game and Arsenal
Liverpool
loses.
was if Liverpool was on 77 point or 77 point, there's still a belief.
You're doing
75
mathematics. I
points.
understand the mathematics. That's the reality. You are focused on reality. I'm focused on the fact that mathematically it's still possible. You are putting Arsenal and Man City on a
I mean,
pedestal.
it's a case of
The reason the
probability,
reason the reason
Exactly. It's a low
why
probability, but it still
which
exists.
is still
also
math.
I
Yeah.
will tell you the other reason why is this. Historically, in the last 8 years, it seems
Mhm.
like it's been between Liverpool and Man
City,
City. It's always been Liverpool and Man City in the last 8 years.
except for
Until
last season.
except for last season, who was second? Was it Arsenal?
Arsenal, yeah.
Arsenal.
Arsenal ended up being second, but Arsenal dropped it all the way immediately after they played Liverpool. They just dropped, and the season was over, right?
Mhm.
So, knowing fully well that you have this team that you constantly play, and they are always ready for this time of the season, even when their performance might not have been good generally throughout the year. You should be better prepared for a situation like this. You know, you know that the only reason why you can win the league is if you are in control of it, not when you depend on Man City losing. When you depend on Man City losing, which you did twice of out of the '09 situation, where you depend on them losing, we've ended up losing it because even when they are losing in the first half, like 2 seasons ago to Aston Villa, they came back and won the game. So it is technically usually better. Like I would tell you now, the
Yeah.
advantage to be in Arsenal's favor when they go on the last day to win the league, rather than depending on Man City to drop a point. That 1 point you think might be the difference is more difficult to make Man City lose than for them to lose because they remember They won twice. We won 1 point. So
well, the advantage is not on Arsenal side, right? It's on Man City side, right?
exactly.
It's on Man
So
City side.
they pray. That's what I'm saying. That they pray that going into the last day of the season, they win all their games. So that they go into that last day with points on their side, not with Man City having to lose again.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's having
And one
said
other thing
having
again, I'll tell you one
yeah.
other thing that can ruin this whole thing for you is this. You know, Arsenal plays Man United after this Fulham game.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers always happen with the big teams because once they see, oh, you're about to win this league, this is the next thing. We just lock up.
So let's having said all that, right? We've talked about what has happened with Liverpool, Arsenal, and City, right? Let's now look at what is ahead of these teams because we've said,
Okay.
Charles has said it's realistic. He said Klopp just needs to tell the boys, go ahead and win all your games. So up now this weekend, Arsenal face Bournemouth, City face Wolves, and Liverpool have a big game again. They face Spurs, who they're playing big teams and they're dropping, right? They faced Arsenal, they lost 3-2. They faced Chelsea today, they lost 2-0. And now they're coming up again against another big team, Liverpool. Realistically speaking, do you see Liverpool winning that game?
Well, yeah, Liverpool will win this game.
Okay.
I expect them to win it because Spurs, whatever is happening with Spurs, is also happening with whatever is happening with Liverpool is also happening with Spurs. But the only problem is Spurs has the worst fixture between the two of them. Like you said, Spurs had to play Arsenal, play Chelsea. They are playing. I think they start to play City.
The last game of the season is against City. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
realistically,
No, not the.
A game before the
play.
last.
I think Sheffield. Yeah, a game before the last. They play
the
Sheffield in
game
the
for the
last game
last,
of the
yeah.
season. A
So
game before the
summary of
last.
it all is whatever is happening with Spurs, and if you look at the table right now, which I would say,
What's going on with Spurs though? Why? What's going on with Spurs?
I
What do
think
you
it's
guys think is
fatigue.
happening with Spurs?
I think
Fatigue.
Spurs case is fatigue because fatigue and of course the fixtures don't favor them. The fixtures don't favor them. Their game is reasonably high intensity. So at some point it's gonna show on the players, which is like I said, same thing is happening with Liverpool.
Same thing happening.
Same thing is happening with Liverpool. It's the end of the season. The players are tired. They've given so much all through the season. This is the dying moment where they're supposed to give their best, but your body can't do. Your body just can't do it. I watched the Chelsea Spurs game today. I legit did not see the Spurs front three touch the ball till the second half. The commentator didn't even mention Son's name. At some point, I had to go check the
the lineups.
Make sure Son is actually playing. Son was playing, Richarlison was playing, Kulusevski was playing, and none of them were ever mentioned by the commentator. Not because Chelsea was doing anything phenomenal. Well, we kind of did a high line, held it out in the midfield, we choked the midfield out. But the point is, Spurs are one out, the players are one out. But the first point, actually, that's number two. The first point is their coach is a rigid coach. He sticks to one style of play. Now that can be good. It can be bad. It can be bad when that style of play is not working and you want them to stick to it, but it's obviously not working. So that's what's happening to Spurs. There are moments where Spurs had the ball in their defense and they were trying to play out from the back, even when it was obvious playing out of the back was not the right thing to do. But they stuck to it. Yeah, they got the ball out eventually, but sometimes it just makes no sense why coaches are so rigid to what they want to do. Now, it has worked for coaches in the past, but I just mean flexibility helps sometimes. So the rigidity of the formation, style of play, and the exhaustion of the players is what's causing the problem with Spurs. So to answer your question of Liverpool, is Liverpool going to win? I think Liverpool is going to win because Spurs are tired.
Okay, so win for Liverpool. I think that keeps them mathematically in the title race because then they're at 77 with 2 points.
And Bournemouth is going to draw with us now.
Okay, so I was about to come to the Arsenal game. So you think Arsenal will draw with Bournemouth?
Yeah,
I saw a form table that I said that. So Bournemouth have been doing well, relatively speaking. They are fifth in the form table since the start of the year. So you're saying Arsenal is going to struggle and they're going to drop points this weekend then?
Yes, I said that initially. Well, I was trying to throw a jab at Arsenal, but thinking about it, well, it does make sense because, like you said, Bournemouth's form.
So is this your it is possible
Oh no,
statement,
no.
or is
This
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 your
time around, I'm sticking to one. I'm predicting. I know.
like, is this a prediction or is this a
This is a
match?
prediction. This is a prediction.
Anything can happen. This is
I
a
think Arsenal is
prediction.
going to drop
Okay.
points against Bournemouth this weekend, and also because it's the
Okay.
first game of the weekend. So you know how those first games always pan out. It doesn't always favor who needs the points the
So,
most time.
Ola, let me take your prediction on that game. How do you think Arsenal fare? Does Arsenal drop points in this game, or do they keep the momentum going against
Arsenal
Bournemouth?
is playing at home, right?
Yes, Arsenal is at home
Does
against Bournemouth.
it matter?
It really does matter because the fans are behind them and they are pumping them up to win the league. Only Arsenal can stop Arsenal from winning,
Mm.
Mm.
and
And City.
Arsenal playing their style of game right now, where they are very they attack, overwhelm your defense, right? Because they want to score a lot of goals, right? And they have like quick defenders. There's a likelihood they win, but they have to be very careful. Bournemouth
Okay.
might not come to win the game.
Where's the danger?
Bournemouth might just come to draw the game.
Mm.
They're not coming
Mm.
to win it. They've seen that. That's what Arsenal has been doing all the while. Remember, that's what Bournemouth did to Liverpool one time. They just played a sneaky little ball, go,
Mhm.
and they went back to their defensive position. They are
If
not
memory
coming.
serves right, though, I don't think Arsenal has gone a game without scoring this year
Yep.
since the turn of the new year. So I'm want to say that it's probably unlikely that this game ends in a 0-0 draw.
Yep.
Do you
Exactly.
agree?
But I
Okay.
will tell you, but what you need to be careful about is this. If a team notices that that's what you're doing, they only need to score and lock up.
Okay.
Just and
So
Arsenal
there,
dodged all the
mhm.
attack. Arsenal, I will tell you, Arsenal is adopting the same thing Liverpool did at the very beginning. They just mastered it a little better now. They have
Yeah.
quick, they have faster defense. You see the way they are rushing. They've just learned that they can't keep doing pass, but they have to attack, and they are using Saka and other players on the wing. They are just doing the master plan of Liverpool merged with what the coach learned from Man City to play. You can tell that's their style of game. That's why they were able to master Liverpool when they played Liverpool again. When they played against Liverpool, when they played against us, you could tell that okay, they use the same. And if you notice, what did they do? They attack, using the same style of Liverpool play against Liverpool.
But
But
they have a smarter
that
midfield,
only
though.
remember
That's what helps them.
that only happened one
I won't
time.
respond to that Liverpool comment. Okay.
But that only, I
One
tell you,
time.
that only happened one time because immediately Klopp noticed that he changed it. Said, "Oh, this is what these guys are doing." Changed it,
Mhm.
and they couldn't win when they played the next game. They lost. They were scattered everywhere because someone just notices that. And how did people catch Liverpool out in the Atlanta game? Just know, oh, this is what Liverpool does. They keep a two-line defense or something. What do we need? Just need one person rush the wing, and we're good. But our wingers are
Okay.
now tired. So that's just the way it
So
is. Arsenal
if
just
I
need to be
summarize what
careful.
you're both saying about the Arsenal game, I think Charles predicted a draw, and you're saying if Bournemouth happen to score first, then we might be in for a draw in this Arsenal game as well. That brings
Exactly.
us to City. City face Wolves. City are at home to Wolves. Is there any chance of them dropping points? Right. So I think if I'm remembering correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the last game City lost was
Pedro
actually to
Neto.
Wolves when
Yep.
Rodri was suspended.
Yep.
Is there a chance that Wolves repeats that magic? Is there? I mean, is this the weekend where maybe City drop points? Charles, let me come to you
Well,
first. How do you see this game going?
to answer
City
your
Wolves.
question, I'll ask you a question. Is Rodri suspended?
True Nigerian.
Exactly.
No,
And
Rodri is available.
Exactly. Wolves is
I'm
they're
still
actually
working
very,
on tying
very
his legs though. Trying to tie
Wolves
Rodri's
actually
legs.
very, very unpredictable. Now, if you remember when Wolves beat City, they had Pedro Neto, and he was phenomenal in that game. He scored the winning goal, and of course Rodri was suspended. But Wolves
Right.
really, I don't see them doing anything special against City.
Mm.
And like I said, Rodri's not suspended. Basically, City at the point right now where they kind of have no weakness. I'm trying to put it in a
Yeah.
way. Mentally, they are strong. You understand?
Yeah.
Mentally,
Yeah.
they've been here before so many times. In the past,
They know what to do.
exactly, in the past 6, 7 seasons, they've been in a point where the pressure is on them, they need to deliver, and they almost always deliver. Now, if someone was going to stop them from delivering, I don't think it's Wolves.
Okay.
So yeah, I think City is going to win this game easily.
Don't be
I think
surprised.
Wolves are on a poor run of form as well. I mean, they
Plus
lost.
that,
They beat their last. They won their last game against Luton 2-1. But before that, it doesn't make for a good showing. They lost to Bournemouth at home. They lost to Arsenal at home. They
Yeah,
drew away to
and
Forest. They
cities at
lost to
home
West
next
Ham at
season.
home.
yep.
City's at home as well. They're going to the Etihad.
Yeah,
So
the
I think
top three
Charles,
teams
you're
are
saying it's unlikely. Ola, how do you see this going? Any chance of City dropping points this weekend? Is this the weekend it happens?
if Wolves play as if they are trying to win something, maybe they get a point.
Okay,
But
so
apart
best
from
case
that,
scenario.
if they play their normal game, nah, there's no way.
I actually disagree with Ola. If Wolves play like they are trying
Okay.
to win, they will lose the game.
They will get flattened.
Exactly, because
They will
you
win.
playing like you're trying to win
The
means
reason
you're going to
why I
attack.
said this,
Hold on, you're going to leave the
Yeah.
back open.
the reason why I said this, just understand. The reason
No,
why I
let
said
me just, let me just finish one thing. I actually think if Wolves play like they need to defend like their life depends on it, they
Yeah.
can get a goalless draw. They can force City not to score.
no, you
That's the only
cannot
chance they have.
defend. You cannot defend against City throughout. You will lose.
You can
Brighton
try.
tried it, they lost.
That's true though. The last time when
Brighton
Wolves beat
tried it,
City, they
they lost.
attacked.
The
They
only
attacked.
team,
They
Wolves
had
the only
attacked.
Pedro
team, I'll
Neto.
tell you, the only team has always been shaky against Man City is Crystal Palace. You know what Crystal Palace do? They defend them, be physical. That's what Wolves needs to do. They need to be physical,
in
then try to
defense.
score.
No, the
No,
point is the point is
Remember,
Wolves
you
don't have
cannot
the
defend.
personnel
You
to
cannot
attack,
defend
attack,
an
attack.
attacking team. You cannot defend a serious minded like attacking team
It's
because
90
you only
minutes.
need
It
to
will be
slip
done.
up one time. You slip up one time, they get the avenue
But
and they
that's the
come
I,
up
point.
with
I think
what
what we've seen from City this season is they're vulnerable. They concede chances. What tends to happen though is that a lot of teams don't take their chances. I
Yeah.
mean, if you think back to the Forest game, Chris Wood missed sitters in the box, right? I think there was a game they played against Brentford as well, where I think it was what's his name? I forget who it was, but I remember Brentford missed a host of chances in that game as well, and then they went on to lose. So I think that's what it is. Like, if you're playing City and you attack, then you have to make sure you take those chances because they will give you chances. But if you don't take those chances, City will eventually score and they will definitely punish you. So I think that's
exactly.
what it comes down to. You are right, though, Charles. Neto, I think it has been absent. I don't think he's available for this game as well.
Yep.
So, that option is not there. Okay, so to say all of that, it sounds like we're saying, Liverpool win for sure. Arsenal need to be careful, right? Make sure they don't concede early.
Mm-hmm.
And, maybe
Man
they
City.
win, they might drop points if they're not careful. I
Mm-hmm.
think we're also saying Man City definitely win this
Yep.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Any wrapping thoughts? Wrap up thoughts?
You're not gonna ask about Chelsea?
Chelsea is just the way Chelsea is, you know.
So let
Chelsea is a
me
team
let me
that
find
wins today,
where
even
I
when they
need to
No,
lose
no.
find
today,
where
they are
Chelsea.
on the same
Let's leave
position.
Chelsea out. I'm just joking. I'm just
I
joking.
need to. Oh, okay. I was trying to find where they were.
Oh, whatever. Ayo,
Okay.
I actually think we should go around and take a quick, which you guys have been avoiding, top three prediction. Final top three of the league.
Every week
Man
we try this.
City, Man
Mm-hmm.
City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Case
Man
closed.
City, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Ayo,
Okay.
what do you think?
Thanks for your prediction, Ola. I will plead the fifth. I will
You can't
take
plead the fifth
my
now.
why
You
can I
gotta
not
say
plead the
something.
fifth?
You can't plead
Nah,
the fifth.
I've told you guys for like 2 months now or 3 months. I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the season. I'm
Yes, sir.
enjoying the way Arsenal is playing. I'm enjoying the way we come out and we take down teams. Maybe it's too late, maybe it's not. I'm just going to enjoy what comes. That's my own
Okay.
That's my mantra right now. Well,
I'll
what
go
is
with
your prediction, Charles?
Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Oh, you think Arsenal
Wow.
finishes third? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I, yeah, it all depends on Arsenal losing. If the Arsenal loses or draw the game this weekend, forget it. Their confidence will just drop.
And they have to face
Hmm.
Man U next.
Yeah,
Hmm.
their confidence will just shatter.
Well, until then.
Until then, well, so as it is, guys, if you've watched all this way, thank you so much for sticking with us. Every week, we're looking at the title running. We're assessing where all three teams are after the round of results. We'll be back next week to look at what has happened after this round of games.
And like we
Thank you as
always
always,
say,
guys.
please, 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 we need your comments. We need your analysis. We need your opinions. Even if it's bad opinion, but just always say Liverpool will win the league in their dreams.
Direct the bad opinions at Ola.
And don't ever fail to troll Chelsea.
Right?
Oh, whatever.
All right. See
All
you
right,
guys. See you
guys.
guys next
Till
time.
next week.
All
Thank
right.
you.